Hi Pisces, welcome to your April zodiac reading. So last month there was a real sense that there was some alone time needed in March. So we had the Mercury retrograde. We also had the new moon with lots of things that were going to be coming up and really kind of being shown to us right in our face of, okay, these are the things that have been causing us problems for a long time. We're in this cycle. Are you ready to jump out of them? And I feel like for a lot of you, if you've embraced that alone time and that reflective work, you would have noticed those things coming up and you would have been observant of them and also know how to jump out of those cycles. For me now, when I'm shuffling the cards, there's a real focus now in April of this huge kindness and compassion to ourselves. And I feel like where retrograde was about reviewing the last 4 months of our lives, now I feel like there's some work to be done on reviewing the last month or the last few months, even the last year, but from a real specific focus point of what have I done well here, and give yourself a pat on the back and almost observe it like it's someone else. Sometimes that's easier. Look at all the wonderful things that you've done and achieved over that time, the lovely people that you've met, and try to look at yourself from the perspective of the people around you. What would they say about you? But there is this real sense of kind of needing to be kind to ourselves. And also I wrote down working on seeds from creativity. That last month I spoke about looking for creativity within the people that are around you. So I feel like March was a time for more kind of observing and just getting an idea here, an idea there. But now April is really the time to actually put some work into those seeds and just to test some, just to see where they go. So your first card here. So what April has in store. There's this real kind of sense of cleansing and detoxifying in order to create this huge kind of, almost like a blank canvas. For me, this is a really lovely clear card with all this lovely white space around. But things have to be shed in order to create that space. So is there anything in your life right now that is really not serving you? April's going to show you even more what things are no longer serving you so that you can cleanse them and create this huge space and potential for this creativity that I spoke about. Main message from Spirit or from your higher self. This is about potential. It's like this creativity is really just kind of waiting to burst out. I mentioned last month that there was this almost a kind of delay in the spring energy starting for you guys, because there was still some deep work to be done from that kind of winter water phase before you move into that spring wood energy from the Chinese 5 elements, which is all about creativity and representative of the waxing moon, which is this real huge expansive energy. But you're ready for it. This is what the Spirit is saying, is that you are ready, and all this creativity is just waiting to come out. Yeah, strong energy there. These are obstacles that you could face in April. This is about making sure that you can have a clear sense of what you want to create and not let it be affected by what anyone else is saying negatively. Be aware of people putting their fears onto you. Don't let those seeds come in and grow, because if at some point you had this clear picture of what you wanted, I think it's really important to start putting the work into that, and just to, as I said, just to see how it goes and just try it. But there's this real sense of just not letting that image become blurred and become almost more monochrome from what other people have to say, unless it's positive input. There was this sense last month in your reading of having some creative people around you, not necessarily just creative, but inspiring in some way for a new project that, for example, that you would like to embark on, a new hobby. This could even be a new kind of relationship, a new job. But there are people around you that have that can inspire you in a lot of ways, and really focus on their energy and not the ones that are subconsciously trying to pull you back through their own fears. How to overcome these obstacles. Really try to face who you are. If you feel fears, so this is about clarity. So how to overcome this obstacle of making sure that we are focused on this lovely, clear, bright, vibrant picture, and not the one that's around it, which is affected by maybe other people's input, or a lack of confidence within yourself to really create this. And this could be anything. For example, creating a new space in your home, or, as I said, a new project, anything like that. There seems to be this real kind of like idealistic vision that you hold, and it's really important that you put that into action, because it's really important for the world, even in a small way. Creating a nice space around you is actually a huge thing. How to overcome that would be to make sure that you remember who you are and what you represent, and make sure that this vision that you have is as representative of you as possible. Don't try to be like anyone else. It really has to be you, in this focus that you have. And whatever you need to do in order to really get back to seeing clearly who you are, for example through journaling or whatever you need to, I think it would be really important to do. So an outcome of this work is a huge expression of creativity. Here for me, this image is really exactly that feeling which I spoke about, which is kind of really representing, it's this connection between you and what you're putting out there. Through this work, there is going to be a real stability in that, and this whatever you're focused on, once you've done it, or once you're doing it, is going to bring a huge sense of confidence and groundedness to your life, and a lot of colour, which is actually going to be able to emanate really strongly to people around you. So another change from this work. There's this real sense of focus, of knowing what you want, because you're here. So the spleen and the your sort of higher self, your connection to whatever is above, higher self, spirit, whatever, is they're connected. So whatever you do, people are going to be able to see that it's a reflection of you. And also I get this message coming that you need to make decisions from your spleen without waiting too long for it to get to up here. It's like those first things that come to our mind when someone asks us a question is often what we need to go with. Don't let it go from this and then your mind get involved and it turn into this. Go with those original ideas that you had. Sit with this project or this vision, and when you want to come up with ideas, and just observe the body and where it's coming from. Observe those first thoughts that come up before our mind has been able to get involved. So a lot of potential for creativity here, just ready to come out. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. I've got a new moon video coming up next week, which could help you with this, because this is again about bringing expanding. This is a huge energy, the new moon, and when it comes to things like projects and new focuses that we have, they can really help bring those to manifestation. So yes, and I will also see you again for May's zodiac reading. So until then, goodbye.